I personally recently hit a goal for my next Q&A, so here it is. Are you ready? Let's go for a Q&A with the turtle. Hi there, I'm Kame the Turtle, and you are watching a Q&A with the turtle. That's me. I set this goal for 1,500 subscribers. And as of recording this, I'm sitting at around 1,540 subscribers. So I put out a notice on all my socials that I'm getting close to my goal and asking for some questions to be answered in this segment. Let's get show on the road with all the questions I got from my socials, including Discord servers I was part of and posted this too. The user Art from the Legend of Aya series Discord server asked, do I automatically retract into my shell if someone jumps on me? And personally, I do not, but do not test that theory out. Please. I know someone will try that eventually. I'm not a Koopa. The user, Bell Hill Mayor on YouTube asked, what's the best and worst furry video games I've ever played? Well, there's been a few video games I played that was furry centric. But if I had to pick a best and worst, I'm going to go with best being Bloody Roar 3 for the PS2. I just had a ball playing that as a kid. Yes, graphics terrible now, and it's hard to use, but it was a fun game to play in my book. I even have a copy today. The worst furry game I ever played would have to be The Lion King for the Super Nintendo or the NES. While I had a ball playing that as a kid, I could never get past level 2. For perspective, that was the I Want to Be a King song level. Level 3 being the Elven Graveyard. I only got through the Elven Graveyard once in my whole life. If you ever played that game as a kid and was traumatized by it, let me know in the comments. The user Jolt Jackalope asks, have I ever had a prototype persona? They go on to explain that a prototype persona is the first character idea you had before your character became your current persona. While the beginner furries start out with generic canine characters before settling on what they are wanting their personas to be, for example. And the answer to that is no. Kame was and is my prototype persona. When we were playing house with all my cousins, and everyone else got to be the father, mother, baby, I just volunteered to be the pet turtle. So you could see I was always a turtle ever since I was a little wee tyke. I'm sorry if I butchered his name, but Aaron Dockman asks, who did I commission for my artwork? I'm assuming you're talking about the PNGs you see on screen right now. And that is actually done by an art duo by the name of Caffeine, who runs their own successful YouTube channel going over many horror-themed games. Do check out Caffeine in the future. I'll put a link to their channel in the description below. And Will the Fluffiest asks, what is my favorite part of being in the furry fandom? That's a tricky one. I could say the artwork, which includes all of the awesome fursuits. I could say the friends we made, because I made a lot of friends within the furry fandom that I would not have made otherwise. But I'm going to go with community, which is actually an extension of the friends. Because the community is what draws so many furries together, and at the same time, divides so many of us. Because there's a lot of drama going on within the furry fandom at any given point. A lot of it being, they were mean to me, so I'm calling them a bad person. I'm putting a beware out on them. Versus, this person has legit issues that can harm and has harmed others. And here's a beware on them. And those are getting drowned out by the "this person was mean to me" beware posts. So I think we as a community need to come together more and communicate better. I know, I'm a social introvert, hiding out of my shell 9 times out of 10. But it's something I honestly think we need to talk about more. What's your thoughts on this matter? Don't get me wrong, I love the community of the furry fandom, but I do think it can use some work. If you have any questions you would like me to answer in my next Q&A, let me know in the comments below. But before we wrap things up, I posted in my last Q&A that I have a P.O. box now. And I actually got in my first piece of fan mail that I want to share in this video, because I thought it was fitting to open the first piece of fan mail that in a Q&A that I announced the P.O. box in a Q&A. So let's get started on that. Here's the mail. I haven't opened it at all, as you can see, so let's get that show on the road. Oh, this looks like a typical pamphlet that people would hand out for a come to Jesus moment. Well, I appreciate the effort of you sending this all the way to my P.O. box. I personally am a Christian already. I don't view what I do as being against any teachings. If you can show me where it goes against the teachings in the Bible, I'm willing to listen to you. Otherwise, you're just saying I'm sinning for some reason, right? I'll give this a flip through later. Thanks for saying it. If you would like to consider sending me a fan letter or something, feel free to send it to my P.O. box, linked in the description below. And if you want to see my last Q&A I did, that'll be linked in the cards above and description below. My next Q&A will be scheduled once I get to 2,500 subscribers. Can I get there in 2026? Let us find out together, shall we? If you like what you saw in this video and want more, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell for notifications when my next video airs. Leave a like, maybe a comment, share with friends, family, other furry friends you might know, and I hope to see you all next time. JVNA.